StrayAllDay.com.
Now tuned in to the show where you learn the discipline to show up day after day to do the work, confidence to put yourself out there boldly and authentically, and the mental toughness to continue showing up, doing the work, putting yourself out there even when the success you've expected to achieve has yet to be achieved. And on top of all this, you get a huge dose of personal initiative. That is the go-getter energy that moves any one of us out there, including yourself, to go and make things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. And then what we do is put all this together into one bundle, one package, one mindset, one method, one philosophy, one book. We even create a university out of it for you to really get your game right, and we will certify that your game is right. And we call all of this work on your game. My name is Dre Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day. Welcome to the show. Today's topic is when to walk away in strength. When to walk away in strength. Not just walk away, period, but walk away the right way. This is not the same as quitting. There is a time to quit in life, and I'm gonna tell you about that in a minute, but walking away in strength is a completely different thing. And there's an important distinction that needs to be made here, because some people, and I think some people who are listening to my voice right now, no matter when you listen to this, you may have backed yourself into a corner in your life because you are not aware of this option of walking away in strength. So now you are forcing yourself to stay somewhere that you don't belong because of some bad ideas and some bad advice that has been embedded into your brain or indoctrinated into you. And you didn't know there was another option, but that's why I'm here. That's why Work on Your Game is here. I'm not here to tell you more of what everybody else is already telling you. I'm here to tell you something that other people wouldn't tell you, or that they try to tell you, but they're terrible at articulating it and explaining it. I'm gonna tell it to you the way that it needs to be told to you, in a way that you'll be able to not only understand it, but actually use it and benefit from it. Are you interested in that conversation? Good. So you're in the right place at the right time, and you are the right person. So let's get to it. Point number one. Topic, once again, is when to walk away in strength. Number one, some people, and I think somebody who's listening to this right now will fit this description. Some people have been indoctrinated with the concepts of never quitting. I mean, there are people who build their whole brands around this whole concept of never quit, never give up, just stick to the thing that you're doing and stay with it forever, and just be mentally tough and never give in, and just keep grinding and keep going and just go hard, and no sleep and no days off and all this until you get to the outcome that you want to get to. And for some people, this works. And it works for some people because they've chosen the right thing. They're in the right place, and they happen to be telling you don't give up, because from their perspective, they wouldn't give up on the thing that they're doing because they found the right place for them to do it at. But for you, if you're not in the right place yet, you haven't found that place yet, you're still trying to figure out what your path is and where it is that you're going, then of course, everything's not going to be, hey, just stay in this place and just keep going, just keep grinding, just keep working. That doesn't make any sense. That's actually stupid for you to keep trying to grind it out and work it out and force yourself into success somewhere where it's just not going to happen, because it's just not you. It's just not speaking to who you are as a person. Some of you have been indoctrinated with these quotes and cliches. If a task is once begun, never leave it till it's done. Pain is temporary, quitting lasts forever. If you quit once, then it becomes a habit. Quitters never win, and winners never quit. Listen, the only people who say these things are people who are in the process of achieving or have already achieved success in an area of life in which they want to be. They're in the place that they want to be. They know they have found their right place. Maybe they've already achieved their success. So now they're looking down at you from the top of the ladder, telling you don't quit, keep going, keep trying to climb this ladder. Listen, it might not be in the cards for you to climb the same ladder that they climbed. So yes, sometimes it does make sense to walk away, and what some people will call quitting, or they'll try to shame you by saying, oh, well, you're going to quit. You're going to just give up. You're not going to keep trying at this thing. Listen, don't allow other people to shame you into feeling bad about yourself because you're not following the same path that they followed. And this is what all these cliches and quotes do. And they're often attributed to people who have achieved some level of success, some notable success. So then when you figure out, you hear it, and then you hear who said it, you get like a double dose. First of all is the quote, and then is the double dose. Like, oh, this successful person, this athlete champion, this person who's written 100 books, this person who's made $1 billion. They're all telling you how you can never quit and how you just got to keep going and keep grinding. And you're like, damn, if I want to get to success like them, if I want to win the championship, I want to be known, I want to make $1 billion like this person, or even $1 million like this person, then I gotta, I can't quit. I just got to keep going and keep trying. Understand something. These phrases and sayings that cause many people to, first of all, start things and then never give them up. What happens is people realize along the way that you don't like the thing that you're doing. You realize that you are deriving nor creating any value from the thing that you're doing, but you're afraid to walk away from it, or you're ashamed to walk away from it because these damn quotes have been drilled into your head. They've been embedded into your psyche. So now, all right, you started doing something. You started a ceramics business because that's what you thought you wanted to do. Then somebody gave you some motivational quote book that had this bullshit in there. Once the task is begun, never leave it till it's done. If you quit, it becomes a habit. Quitters never win, winners never quit. Pain is temporary, quitting lasts forever. Now you don't want to quit, even though you realize that the ceramics industry is not for you. You don't really like ceramics. You didn't know all the details of the game. Now you know because you've been in the game for a minute. You realize you don't want to do it anymore. But then as soon as you start thinking about getting out of it, now you get reminded of those quotes. Or even worse, you have colleagues who aren't going to quit. And then when you start floating the idea that you might quit, they start hitting you with the cliches and the quotes so that you feel like shit because you just aren't on the same path that they're on, and they don't understand that. They don't have the maturity to understand that not everybody's going to do the same things the same way. And now, because of that and because of peer pressure, now you're stuck in that spot. Now you stay there another 5 years, knowing that you don't belong there. 5 years of your life gone, poof, just like that. All because you didn't want to, quote, quit, close quote. Once you realize that you're in a place that you don't like, you are deriving no value from it, you are creating no value, but you don't want to walk away, is because of these ideas that have been drilled into you. Maybe probably by people you know, love, and trust, and people who know, love, and trust you. Someone who's listening to me right now, today, don't matter what day it is, you are stuck, or at least you think you are, in a place that you don't belong in life because you've always been taught to never quit. Right now, you're somewhere that you should not be. There's someone listening to me. There's a couple people listening to me right now. You're in a place in your life where you shouldn't be. You're in a relationship you shouldn't be in. You're working at a job you should not be working at anymore. You're trying to make a business work that you know is dead, but you won't take it in the back and shoot it. You are trying to force yourself into something that you know is absolutely not going to work, but you refuse to give up on it, or you have not allowed yourself to give up on it because of these ideas that have been given to you since elementary school by your parents, by the people around you, maybe by your colleagues, maybe by the very people that you look up to in the job or business or whatever the thing is that you're involved in right now. The very people who you look up to, who taught you, who have mentored you, you have learned at their feet. Now, when you're thinking about getting out of it, the very things that they've said over and over and over again are ringing in your brain, and now you feel like a piece of shit because you're not willing to walk away. And if you did, then all those things will come ringing in your mind, and you will feel even worse by doing it. Just the thought of thinking about it makes you feel like shit. Am I speaking to somebody right now? I know I am. So let's move on to point number 2. The topic here today is when to walk away in strength. So now that we've laid out what the problem is, let's get towards the solution. Point number 2. Walking away in strength is not some weakling, not willing to do the work, surrender. All right, that's not what walking away in strength is. And that's the way that people like to define or talk about quitting, as if there's something wrong with you. Walking away in strength is a different idea. It is you deciding that you've done what you needed to do in this particular space, and it's time for you to move on to something else. That's what walking away in strength means. This is not weak. It's actually smart, and it's actually strong. That's why it's called walking away in strength. The smartest thing you can do sometimes in life is not to stick around and tough it out in a place where you don't belong. Sometimes the smartest thing you can do in life is to get the hell out of a place that you know you should not be. If you're on the train and you're trying to go west and you realize that you're on the train that's going east, is it smart to stick around and never quit and just stay on the train until it gets to the end of the line? Or would it be smart to get off at the next stop, go to the other side of the platform, and get on the train that's going in the direction that you actually want to go to? Most people would consider that scenario that I just laid out pretty smart. So if you're doing something in life right now, or involved in something or with someone right now that you know is not the right thing for you, Does it make sense for you to stay there until the train gets to the end of its route? Or would it be smart to get off at the next stop and go in the direction that you actually want to go in? Or if you don't even know where the next direction is that you want to go, wouldn't it make sense to just get the hell off the damn train since you know it's not going where you want to go? You tell me. I quit playing baseball. Or you would say I walked away in strength. You can call it whatever the hell you want to call it. I know I got the hell out of there because I didn't want to play baseball anymore. I knew that wasn't my thing. I didn't know what would be my thing. Eventually became something else, but I didn't know, but I knew it wasn't going to be baseball. I've quit relationships. I've quit jobs. I've quit employees. I've quit contractors. Why? Because the shit was not working the way that I wanted it to work, and I did not want to fix it. That bears repeating. I quit playing sports. I've quit relationships, jobs, people. Why? Because shit was not working the way that I wanted it to work. I was not getting the results that I wanted to get. I was not creating the value that I wanted to create in that space, nor was I getting the value that I wanted. And I didn't want to do the work to fix it. Therefore, I got rid of that shit. I got rid of those people. I got rid of that job. I fired those employees. I got rid of those contractors. I stopped doing those activities. I killed those habits. Why? Because it wasn't working for me anymore. Maybe it had worked for me for 3 years. I said, you know what? It ain't working anymore. It's over. All right, I've been working this job 6 months. It's not going to make it to month number 7. It's a wrap. It's over. When you decide that the thing that you're doing or the person that you're with or whatever habit you have been executing is no longer giving you the results that you want, and you are not creating the results that you want, and you are not willing to do the work to fix it and make it work the way that you want it to work, maybe it's time for you to walk away in strength. Maybe it's time for you to just get rid of that thing and eliminate it from your life. I want to give you a quote from an author by the name of Osai Osar Imokpai. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing her name correctly, but her first name is spelled O-S-A-Y-I. Osai Osar Imokpai. And this is what she says, quote, "Quitting is not giving up. It's choosing to focus your attention on something more important. Quitting is not losing confidence. It's realizing that there are more valuable ways you can spend your time. Quitting is not making excuses. It's learning to be more productive, efficient, and effective instead. Quitting is letting go of things or people that are sucking the life out of you so that you can do more things that will bring you strength." Close quote. So everywhere that the word quitting is in that quote, you can just substitute walking away in strength. All right, when you walk away in strength, you're not giving up. You're saying, all right, there's something else that I'm going to do. So it's not like you're giving up. You're letting that thing go so you can give your time, money, attention, energy, and focus, your 5 most important investments. You can give them to something that's actually going to give you the ROI that you're looking for. All right, again, is that weak? No, I think that's pretty fucking smart. That's what a smart person would do. Now, an idiot is going to keep making investments in something that's not getting them the proper return on investment. Which one are you going to be? Quitting is not about you not having confidence in yourself. It's actually being very confident in yourself and realizing that this is not the place that I want to be. There's a more valuable way that I can invest my most valuable resource, which is my time. When you quit, you don't have to make any excuses or give anybody any explanation for why you did it. You can say, listen, I just don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be around this person anymore. I don't want to be with you anymore. I don't want to work here anymore. You ain't working here no more. That is not, you don't have to give anybody an explanation or excuse. You can tell them this is what it is, period, is over. You have to get out of here. Change your name to Saran because it's a wrap. I talked about this in my book, Work on Your Game, to kill explanations and excuses. The only time you owe someone an explanation or an excuse is when you feel like you need to explain yourself to another person. I doubt there are more than 5 people, you can count them on your hand, one hand, that you owe explanations to in your life. How many people do you actually owe an explanation to? That if you do something, you have to explain it to them why you did it. Now, see the way that I worded that and the tone that I used in that, you realize that it ain't too many people you owe an explanation to. You don't owe an explanation to anybody on Twitter or your Instagram comment section. If you want to explain something to them, then you can, but you don't owe it to them. Now, they can't demand it of you. How many people do you owe some type of explanation or story to? Probably no more than 5. Maybe the person you report to directly at work, maybe one of your parents, maybe your significant other. That's pretty much it. All right, if you're a contractor, maybe one of your clients, but other than that, who else do you owe anything to? So there's no excuses to be made. It's your choice to go be more efficient and productive in a different place. is letting go of anything, person, place, or thing that is sucking life out of you so you can do things that will put life into you. Now, again, isn't that a good investment to make? Isn't that a wise move to make? I would think so. Point number 3. Today's topic is when to walk away in strength. Understand that you can't ever get to where you belong in life if you allow your mind, or what you think others are thinking in their minds, you don't know, but what you think they're thinking, if you allow that to keep you imprisoned in a place that you do not belong. You can't get where you're supposed to be if you let your thoughts or your imagined thoughts of other people keep you in a place that you don't belong. All right, you allow yourself to be imprisoned, locked up by your own ideas or by ideas that you are projecting onto other people. I told you in episode number 2, yes, episode number 2, when to quit, and also episode number 745, why you need to quit right now. So if you want to know if it's time for you to quit or walk away, go listen to episodes number 2 and episode 745. But understand, do not force yourself in a place that you shouldn't be. Or once you realize you are in a place that you shouldn't be, don't force yourself to stay there. All right, that is a bad investment. I've told you, in life, every single day, every action, every thought, every word, every engagement is an investment. And there are no neutral investments. An investment is either going to produce a return on investment. Actually, every investment produces a return. The return is either making you better or the return is making you worse. Now you might ask, well, what if the return brings you back the exact same thing you put in? Well, that's kind of like a losing investment because now time has gone on and you haven't gotten any further ahead. So you were in neutral while time moved forward, you lost. So everything that you do, time, money, attention, energy, focus, every investment you make is either going to pay you back or it's going to cost you. When you force yourself into somewhere that you should not be, all right, it is your duty. It is your human duty to get the hell out of that situation, get the hell out of that place. Why? Because the rest of your life is waiting on you to meet it there so that you can actually do what you want to do. But when you allow your own beliefs, when you allow what beliefs you think other people have, they haven't actually said it, but you think that they're thinking it, because you're projecting those thoughts onto other people instead of owning them yourself. You allow those things to keep you in the prison of the place that you don't belong in life. You are doing yourself a disservice. It's not hurting the other people. It's not hurting me. It's not hurting your favorite motivator. It's not hurting the author of your favorite book. It's not hurting the people that you think are going to think something negative about you if you were to walk away, which is why you're staying in the place that you were supposed to be. You're only hurting yourself because you have that investment of time. The most valuable resource that you have in life is your time. Every moment that you spend doing something or being somewhere or with someone that you know is not working, you know is not the thing for you anymore, it is your duty, it is your responsibility to walk away in strength. Do not allow these the bullshit cliches that you've been taught and that you've read and maybe even repeated, maybe even posted on your own platform. Do not allow these to keep you in a place that you don't belong. Because it's a capital crime against your own success to stay somewhere that you shouldn't be. Let's recap today's class, which is when to walk away in strength, which is not the same as quitting. And it's an important distinction because many people back themselves into corners in life when they're not aware of this option. They stay somewhere they should not be because they think quitting, there's something wrong with it. Getting right into point number 1. Some people have been indoctrinated with these concepts. Once it's begun, never lead till it's done. Pain is temporary, quitting is forever. If you quit once, it's a habit. Quitters never win, winners never quit. All right, these phrases and sayings cause people to start things, realize that they don't like them, that they're deriving no value, but won't walk away because these quotes have been drilled into your brain. All right, somebody who's listening to me right now, you are stuck. At least you think you're stuck because you've always been taught to never quit. I'm telling you that it's time to walk away in strength. Forget quitting. Number 2, what is walking away in strength? It is not some weakling not willing to do the work, surrender. It is you deciding that you've done what you needed to do in this space and it's time for you to move on to something else. This is not weakness. This is actually strength. This is intelligence. I quit playing certain sports when they weren't working. I've quit relationships when they weren't working. I've quit jobs. I've quit employees. I've quit contractors. I've quit bad habits. Why? Because the shit was not working the way that I wanted it to work, nor did I want to do the work to fix it. I want to get rid of it and do something different. So I got rid of it. All right, quitting is not giving up. It's not choosing to, and this is a quote from Osai, Osar, and Mokpai. Quitting is not giving up. It's choosing to focus your attention on something more important. Quitting is not losing confidence. It's realizing that there are more Valuable ways you can spend your time. Quitting is not making excuses. It's learning to be more productive, efficient, and effective instead. Quitting is letting go of things or people that are sucking the life out of you so you can do more things that will bring you strength. Close quote. Point number 3, you can't ever get to where you belong if you allow your mind or what you think others will think to keep you imprisoned in a place that you do not belong. Listen to episodes number 2 and 745 where I talked about quitting. Do not force yourself into a place that you should not be or force yourself to stay somewhere that you shouldn't be. Once you realize that it's not for you, it is your duty to get the hell out of there. Why? Because the rest of your life is waiting on you. You are on the clock. If you're ready to get to the rest of your life, if we're ready to take those goals that you have and the hard work that you're willing to put in, and first of all, get focused on who you need to be as a person. This is the most important thing. Who do you need to be as a person? Who do I need to see when I look in the mirror? What kind of energy do I need to have every single day? What does my presence need to be? What's my aura need to be when I come across other people? If you're ready to focus on that so we can take that being, turn it into a strategy and an action plan for what you're going to do so you can get the results that you want to have in life, then I suggest you join us at Work On Your Game University by going to workonyourgameuniversity.com. Work on your game. Dre all day.